Hey y'all, this is AL Thick Madame and Cinnamon Sugar, and I am leaving work. Let me look, cause I don't know what this person doing. They were riding my bumper, and then they came out the wrong way. I told y'all that in my job they ended up adding more parking spaces, and the way that they set it up, it was supposed to be you go in one way, and wherever you gonna park, even if it's like a couple of spaces back towards the way you came from, you got to go all the way around, and then whatever, just to make sure that you only should have to look one direction ultimately when you are trying to leave out and come in and all that or whatever. And I was like, okay, I hate it because I hate having to look over there, but it's necessary, like today. So somebody, I don't know if they knew or they just was like, I'm tired of my spirit, but I looked over there like I always did. And I'm saying I hate it because the side heifer, she parks like right there. So she be thinking I'm looking at her, and I'm like, girl, nobody's looking at you or that dusty man. Whenever he is, he just so happened to be out there when you out there. Girl, nobody's looking at y'all. I'm trying to make sure I don't get hit because somebody is not following the rules of the road at my job. Anyway, but yeah, that just happened. So I'm just like, child, I hate looking, but I looked today and that person was about to try to come in front of me. But the way it was before, they had it where you would have to yield. I would have had to yield to the person that was coming out. But since they've changed it, ain't nobody even supposed to be coming that way, so ain't nothing to yield for. Anyway, y'all, let me tell y'all about what went down today, because a lot happened. A whole lot happened. As usual, I did almost as usual, and put it like that, almost as usual. I didn't witness it because I wasn't there. Stuff stay popping off, and I'm just like, what in the world? Okay, so y'all know the dude that I tell y'all about, the young guy who has 2 young kids. Okay. Tell me why the woman who, there's this woman at work, right? I told y'all that, the secret is safe with me. If she were to ever see this, like, girl, it ain't even that deep. Not for me. So you ain't got to worry about me going around work telling nobody about what done transpired. Child, it ain't that deep for me. And if something else was to go down and he saw fit to tell me about it, it is what it is. I'm just saying, it ain't that deep. Like, it's not something that you would have to worry about. He's really, really cool with me. He know I'm not finna go and say, hey, this is what the 2 of them did. I can say what I want to say to y'all because it's the same difference as when I was a social worker. As long as I'm not using names, I can tell y'all pretty much the whole scenario of a lot of the cases that I've had. Now, I would use discretion if it was a high profile case, of course. But yeah. But as a social worker, I was able to say, oh, this is what happened, whatever. Like, of course I ain't giving no, addresses and all of that. Y'all, I'm trying to watch this person in front of me because I'm just like, what is wrong with y'all? Y'all know these people can't drive. So I'm just saying, if she were to ever see this, she might be able to pick up on the fact that I'm talking about her and my friend. And it's like, the secret is still safe with me because nobody that knows y'all would know that that's what transpired. Child, anyway, so let me tell y'all what happened today. So like I was saying, the young dude who got the 2 kids, I went to the meeting. So because they had me working in the new department, I have to pretty much go through the crowd of people because they're in like little areas, their own little separate groups or whatever. And he saw me. So he was like, I need your help. He mouthed the words, I need your help. I was like, you don't need nothing from me. So as I got closer to him, he said, I need your help. I was like I said, you don't need my help. What you talking about? I'm thinking he, being playful. He was like, no, I need your help. Because he's working in my department today. So he needed, according to him, he needed help in order to get the resources. Okay, a school bus. I was like, what is all of this? Ain't no accident, I hope. Yeah. Anyway, so I'm like, okay, what you need help with? So he talking about he need help with the resources. I'm just like, child, no you don't. Like, no, you really don't. So I'm just like, baby, you don't need help with this. Like, what is we doing? So I was like, look, all it is this and this. I told him what, resources that are needed. He was like, well, how much of it do I need? I was like, sir, I don't have my eye. I'm not up there, so I can't tell you what you're going to need. Like, I'm the type of person, I go off of what I'm looking at. The paperwork, okay, so if we get an actual schedule where they print off and tell us what's going on, oh, let me go on, because I ain't going to be able to stop for this bus. I already done passed y'all. So I'm the type of person where I have to put my eyes on what's going on so that I'll know how much I need for myself. I can't go off of what the paper say, because on the schedule will put on the back, oh, well, you should need this amount and this amount. It ain't never right, because there's so many different things you got to factor in. So anyway, I'm like, you don't need my help. And I just told him, get this and this. And because I'm not up there to see what's already up there and to kind of guesstimate what I would need, which usually is pretty spot on as far as the day is concerned, as the day progresses, there ain't nothing I can do about that. So he was like, all right, okay. I was like, well, I can't help it. I ain't up there. So anyway, that was the last time I saw him today. Now, y'all already know when we at work, he finds a way to find me. He finds a way to get to me. And usually he rolls up several times a day. So I ain't think nothing of it, because it's less than 30 minutes into the day and I'm minding my business. So then this woman roll up on me that actually was told she had to work over there with us, even though she didn't want to. I figured that the side heifer's partner was going to call out or something. The heifer ain't been there for a whole week. I don't know what she got going on. But anyway, probably just being lazy, screwing people. That's what she normally do. Like, she's actually told him out of her own mouth that's what she be doing. She just be, out here screwing, and, that's why she'll take off. She'll be like, oh, got some people to screw. It's like, girl, like, what is the reason? Now, sir, what in the world do you have going on? Get your... This is a police officer. What are you doing? Sir, he done did the most. And I guess he think because he a police officer, he is above doing what he's supposed to do. He whooping around. Sir, what are you doing, child? Anyway, so he doing the most of his life. So anyway, this woman then rolled up and she talking about she just starts talking to me, and I'm like, girl, what are you talking about? And she telling me that a fight was about to go down. I said, what you talking about? So I'm like, when did this happen? Because the math ain't mathing. Because I'm like, girl, the person that you're talking about, their days that they work are Tuesdays through Saturdays. Today is Monday. They're not here. What are you talking about? What day did this happen on? She was like, this just happened. I was like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Excuse me. Go backwards. What happened? Because I'm like, maybe I'm hearing her wrong. Maybe I heard the names wrong. She said that the young dude and this other guy, the guy I've been telling y'all about, who be reaching out to me after we ain't at work no more. Okay, after we ain't at work no more and all this other stuff, he be setting it off. And like, he'll tell me about personal stuff and all that. Like, he got some stuff with him, y'all. He got some stuff with him. Oh, the police officers want to see them. So this dude just told me to hold on for a minute. I was like, okay. But yeah. So, oh, my head hurt. Y'all gotta eat. I gotta stop doing that. I gotta get all the way back to doing what I used to do, because I was not hungry. Like, I had my spring water all day, but I haven't, assumed what I had been doing before, which was, let me see what he doing. Child, I don't trust you, because y'all be telling me I'm in the thing, but then y'all trying to get my tire popped. I ain't got time for that. So, anyway, but yeah, my bad, y'all. My head is killing me. So once we established that she's talking about today, that an altercation went down, I'm like, wait a minute, rewind. So what she said was, the part of where she was today, where I was at, her side was not operational for some unknown reason. And so she took it upon herself. Like, she the type of person, she likes to be busy. There was nothing for her to do. So she went up there to go talk to him and all this other stuff. And, it is what it is. So she went up there and walked into a tsunami in Samoa. It was a lot was a lot going on. She ended up trying to separate the two of them because the guy who contacts me outside of work rolled up on him and said, yet again, you cute. And then today he added insult to injury by smacking this man on his booty. He smacked this man on his butt, and that just took it over the edge for him. So my friend, he ain't here for that. He has experienced childhood trauma surrounding stuff like that. So that's why whenever there is a suspect type of situation going on, and you know, people saying little stuff like when this, I think I told y'all about a while, like it might have been 2-3 months ago now. I don't know how long ago this was, but this was like, it had to have been within the, it had to have been at least 90 days because they just, a lot of those people just passed a 90-day probationary period. So within the last 3 months, this man rolled up on me, made it seem like he needed something important from me. So I'm like, oh, okay. I mean, I done went all the way from the worst, from the most hated department. I'm talking about I had to walk a good little distance to get to him. I'm thinking like, dang, what's wrong? What's going on? That he can't text me on the phone and just tell me what it is. I'm thinking it's work related. This fool called me, and I'm talking about I had to go down steps and some more. Like, sir, I'm fat. Like, I mean, I was good, but I'm just saying I'm fat. So come on now, I'm tired before I get started. So he done did all of this just to be like, hey, what's his name? Asked me what my friend's name was. I told him what his name was, or at least the name that he goes by, because it's not his first name. He doesn't like being called his first government name. You know what I'm saying? So everybody just calls him by basically his middle name. And so I told him, it was like, oh, okay, man, you know what? And I was like, what? He was like, man, he hella cute. I was like, and that's how I was looking, because he jokes around so much. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, maybe he playing a joke. He just saying that to get a rise out of me or something. I don't know what's really going on. So I was just like, okay. So he was like, man, I'm just joking. I was like, okay. So make sure that police officer ended up whooping back around, y'all. He got behind me in the car wash. He went in, talked to the folks, and because I had to wait because they were talking to him, he basically ended up catching up to me. So I just tried to almost run 2 lights, but I went through the lights. They were yellow. I'm just saying. That's why I'm like, wait a minute. I saw some lights come from out of nowhere. Is that him? I don't think that's him. Even if it is, I'm going to speed limit now. I'm not speeding anymore. Anyway, y'all. So he did all this to tell me that this man cute. But then he waited, and then he was like, man, I'm just joking, man. He ugly. I was like, okay. I was just confused as to why he done called me downstairs and halfway across the building to do all that when he could have just texted me and asked me what the man's name was. But then he took it a step further that same day, within, it had to be 30 minutes or less, came up there and wrote on a piece of paper and handed to the man and it said, you hella cute. Why you keep telling this man he cute? What is going on? You just told me, and I told him because you told me to tell him, and I did. And he was just like, yeah, no. So anyway, and we kept on talking. So then he came up there. I'm thinking he about to ask me something about the paperwork. And that's not what it was. He giving this man something talking about he hella cute. Again, wrote it on the paper. I meant to take a picture of it. This is how crazy it is. This is how crazy how stuff come full circle, whether it's good or bad. With this situation, it came full circle because he done said this for I don't know how long. I've witnessed him saying it myself. He initiated it and said it initially to me because he needed to find out what the man's name was. Then he said it again in front of me, and I saw the paper. So my friend, he threw the paper. I kept the paper. I had the paper, and I have a clipboard that I carry around with me that it actually had, I could close it up and all that stuff or whatever and house my stuff in it or whatever, right? And so I was like, I don't know what it was, but something about it, I just kept it in my clipboard for like a week. So I meant to take a picture of it that day and didn't. Now, this man asked me for my friends' information. Because people kept trying to act like they didn't remember who she was by name. And I'm like, yes, y'all do. Because everybody up in here was drooling over her and wanted to set it off when it came to her. Which I was happy about when we came in and we're training together. Because I was like, yes, that'll take all the focus off of me. Because people be doing the most when they see me. And I already know it's a Sarah Bartman type of situation because I'm a fetish. So I was just like, okay, she here. But I never knew that she and I would become cool. So that just ended up, working out in our favor or whatever. But this dude, after she left, he was like, man, I remember who, like, he just came from my nowhere. I ain't know this man could hardly talk like that. So I'm talking to some people and I was like, oh my gosh. And I asked somebody who has worked with her a couple of times, the man who has the Widowmaker heart. I said to him, oh, you remember my friend, right? He was like, I don't know who that is. He said he didn't remember her name. And I ended up showing him a picture of her. He said he didn't remember her. I was like, look, she looked the exact same. This is her. Like, he was like, I mean, she look a little bit familiar. Maybe. I'm like, come on now. This man that came out of nowhere, man, she fine as hell. Like, went off. And I was like, I tell people all the time how fine my friend is because she is. Like, y'all don't understand. The type of person she is, I always felt like people like her are not real friends to people like me, or would not be a real friend to a person like me, because I look how I look and she look how she look. But she's very dope, and she's not like, she wasn't like popular in school. Like, that shocked me. I just knew she was popular in school, but she wasn't, y'all. So anyway, this man done went so far as to say, oh man, I want her information. I told him, I was like, look, I can ask her, but I can't guarantee you nothing. So she was like, oh, well, I didn't even know he could talk. Like, he never said hey or nothing to me when I worked there. So she gave him a shot and shared her Snapchat information with him through me. And then Insta message. Instagram. So I was like, okay. So she felt weird about him for some reason, and it wasn't anything that's been going on as of late. But she was just like, he asked me out, and then she was like, oh no, I don't know about it. At first she said, yeah, I'll consider it. And then she finally said, yeah, I guess I'll go out with you. And so, because he was like, oh, I'll take you anywhere you want to go. And so she picked a place, and then she just started feeling uneasy about it because she had actually started reconnecting with her boyfriend. Someone who, they mutually decided to break up and all that. And she was just like, I know that we're going to be together later on in life. I just don't know when. And they have gotten back together. So it got to a point where they had gotten back together and he still was trying to communicate with her and all that. And she was like, well, I have a boyfriend now, so I definitely cannot go with you on no date and all this other stuff. And so he gonna basically pull the normal thing that dudes like him do and say, what your man got to do with me? Like, sir, get out of here. So anyway, doing the most for no reason. So she already was turned off by him. So then, like, not long after that, he gave me his number because I needed it, or he felt like I needed it because stuff be popping off at work. And so he was trying to just help with the situation to make it easier for me to be able to contact him when I needed my stuff. So for some reason, he just randomly started messaging me outside of work. So that's what happened with that. And so I told her, I was like, girl, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what he on, but he be messaging me outside of work, and I don't understand why. Like, I never once said, ooh, let me, ask him this or say something about this and all of that or whatever. So I was confused. And so she was like, yeah, that's kind of interesting. And so, like, I would tell her every time he would reach out to me, certain things that he was saying to me, I would tell her about it. And so she was like, yeah, I don't understand. Like, y'all seem chummy now. I was like, girl, no. Like, we'll have moments where he'll tell me about some stuff and it's interesting, or I can relate or whatever. But a lot of the time it's kind of weird, and I just be like, okay, or I just won't answer. So anyway, I wish this person would get off my bumper. Y'all might not be able to tell, but this person, like, if I was to halfway tap my brake right now, they would hit me. Like, they are really on my bumper, and I'm like, ain't nobody speeding over here in this lane. Like, I'm gonna need you to get off my bumper. I can't go no faster. So anyway, that's the backstory as far as that is concerned. So fast forward to now. I gotta tell her when I get home all this stuff that went down, because it's like, wait a minute. So anyway, this man done rolled up on him and said, you cute again. Now this is in front of somebody else. Somebody who's never heard him talk like this before. He was like, man, you hella cute. Done said it again in front of at least one other person who's never even heard him say that before. Now he has dealt with him saying it before, but this time he followed it up with a smack on the butt. So he was like, man, you don't get off me. And so like out of instant reaction, he shoved him away from him. So his reaction to that was, now I'm mad because you mad. And I'm like, how you gonna get mad that the person don't want to be touched? That's unwanted. How you gonna get mad at them because they like, nah, bro, I don't want no parts of that. And so he was like, man, get off me. That's sus. That's what he said. So I was like, dang, that's crazy. So he got mad at him, and he was like, man, if you don't get away from me, don't went off. I was like, oh my gosh, what is going on here? And so then he was just like, you know what? Because he was mad that he reacted the way that he reacted to him, he just kept like basically charging at him. And then he was like, F you, calling him the B word and all this other stuff. He was like, well, let's go outside. We can take it outside. Why are you trying to do this? I don't understand. You are the one who provoked him. I'm not understanding. And he shoved you off him because you touched him in what he deems to be inappropriate, because at this point, he's now triggered. Since you have touched him, he is now triggered. This ain't no sport where y'all tell us, oh, good job, congratulations, and all that, which is something I ain't never been here for. I think I mentioned that on here before. I ain't never been here for. I always been like, why you gotta touch me? You can say, oh, you did a good job. If you want to touch me, we can high five real quick. You ain't got to touch my butt to say congratulations, good job, and all that. What is you touching my butt for? Like, I ain't never been here for that. So yeah, he said that, he was triggered because of when he did that, he got triggered. He became triggered because that was something that happened in his childhood, and something happened when he was a lot younger, and it triggered him, to be honest. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, like, ain't nobody got time. So tell me why, after all this done went down, tell me why the other person, the man who did the butt slap, called my phone. I'm talking about less than 10 minutes after I was informed of what went down. This man called my phone, and I was in the middle of talking to the person who told me. I looked at my phone, I was like, wait a minute, ain't but one person that will be calling me, because the other person, his phone is off. He's trying to get something squared away. Them people talking about he owns $700 something, and he ain't even, like, why? When your phone bill ain't supposed to be no more than like $100. So he said his phone gonna stay off until they figure it out. So I knew it wasn't him. So I'm like, who calling me? And I know it ain't my folks. It's the man calling me. This boy is calling my phone, and I turned my phone to her for her to see his name pop up. I said, look who called me. So then I had my ear things in anyway. So, I could be on the slide on my phone. Even though I really wasn't supposed to be on my phone, I listened to my music. So I had my ear things in. So I was like, hello. He was like, please tell me well, he had texted me first. He said, please tell me you at work. I was like, yeah, I'm here. No, he said it on the phone. He said, please tell me you at work. I was like, I am. And I told him I was in a new department. He was like, man. And so he trying to tell me what done went down. And the whole time he's trying to say to me it was a joke. Like, it wasn't something that he did, like he gay or something like that or whatever, right? And so I'm like, look, I don't know what to tell you. So he was like, man, I talked to HR, and they said that the only way I'm going to be able to come back is if he tell them that I was joking. Like, what's his number? Tell him that I was joking. I was like, well, to be honest with you, his phone ain't even on. So ain't no reason for me to even try to give you a number or any of that, or for me to give you his number, or, for me to get your number and give it to him, because he's not going to be able to call you because his phone isn't on. So, like, this whole time, this boy on the phone with me like 10, 15 minutes talking about, I was joking with him. I was just playing. It was a joke. He knew it was a joke. Now, I got upset when he got upset, but other than that, it was a joke. He knew it was a joke. They told me that the only way I'm be able to come back is if if he comes to them and explains to them that it was just a joke and all this other stuff. Y'all, the woman said out of her own mouth that he looked like he was mad when the situation didn't go his way as it was going down. So she does not believe that it was a situation where he was just playing. She don't know what to think of it because she thought he was straight. So now in her mind, it's like she want to say, dang, is he bi or gay? All this time, every time you look up, he asking about other people's sexual orientation. But it probably was you this whole time who ain't comfortable with coming out the closet. Like, I was like, look, I don't know what to tell y'all. So he was like, look, just tell him what I said and da-da-da-da-da. Child, I was like, so then I got off the phone, I told her what was said, and she was like, look, I don't know what's going on. Now, this is before she found out that he possibly said something to him about him being cute. She went upstairs later on and ran into the person that he was basically supposed to be training. He don't even know. He already had one foot out the door. Anyway, I was told he had one foot out the door and he didn't even know it. And he ultimately was training the person who was about to replace him. And they was going to fire him any day now anyway. But yeah. So she went and left off again because she had done as much as she could and had nothing to do. So it's like, it is what it is. She likes to stay busy. She ran into the guy who also witnessed the situation go down. And he was like, so I feel some type of way because they trying to bring me in to talk to me. And, well, no, somebody approached him and they were like, well, we gonna want to talk to you later on. And he said, well, when I go up there, I'm gonna say I'm emotionally unavailable to discuss it right now or something like that. But he said, so I think I heard him say, you look cute. And I was like, oh God. And see, because of the delicate nature of the situation between her and the young dude that I tell y'all about all the time, I tried to play it like I ain't know nothing about nobody being called cute. Like I said before, I was the one he asked about. He asked me about this man and told me he was cute and then tried to play it off. So he been doing this for like the last 90 days. It's been like literally 90 days. For the last 3 months, this man been calling him hella cute. And it's like, why is that? That is not no ongoing joke to have if you're not gay, bi, or something. Like, why is that your joke to have? Like, why do you feel like that's a joke? Like, I don't know. And that's the only thing he always comes to him and say. And so I was just like, okay, let me just play it off. Like, I really tried to play that role like I didn't know what was going on. And I don't know nothing about that. And it was like certain things she was saying that I knew for a fact. Certain things about it and like more intimate details, but I had to play that role like I ain't know. Because she would know that if I know these things, that more than likely he might have dropped, spilled, and all that, their tea. So I was just like, oh, let me just play that role like I'm dumb. He was like, oh yeah, you did good when you said that. I was like, yeah, because she would have knew. He was like, yeah, she's smart. She would have caught on. I was like, yeah, I know. That's why when I think about stuff, I'm like, I might need to play dumb when it comes to this. So that's what I did. But yeah, as the fight was about to go down, you know what I'm saying? She was up there and she was in the middle of both of them. And so she went, as my friend was walking away, the dude started like following him and going off and telling me, well, meet me outside. I'm gonna beat your, you know what, and all this other stuff. She's pulling the dude's shirt because she's small and short. So she's pulling him. And so she's like, ain't no way he was just playing, because I saw it written all over his face. And while I'm pulling his shirt, he's swatting my hand away like this, like all aggressive. Like, if you're not upset and all of this, like, if you really are just joking, why is that your response? You never want to say, oh man, I'm just playing with you, man. I'm just playing with you. No, you were still being very aggressive the entire time. I was like, no. So what happened was, y'all, to wrap it up, because I'm about to be at the 30-minute mark, they ended up sending both of them home. I think he's fired, like for real. The young dude, they're going to bring him in. I don't know if it's going to be today or not, but he going to keep me informed. I need to turn my internet on now. Connect my stuff now, because he might be messaging me within the next hour or so. But both of them, they didn't work, basically didn't get paid for the day. And got to figure out what's gonna happen. But if he drop a dime on this man and say he's a drunkard, and he has been saying this is gonna be bordering on the lines of sexual harassment and some more. And it might be, I'm trying to be, like kind of skating on thin ice by even saying, it's gonna be bordering on, like it pretty much was like sexual harassment at this point, because he was just like, man, go ahead with all that. Like, he just had enough today, and once he hit him on his butt, it was a wrap. I'm just like, Lord. So he was messaging me because he does have free Wi-Fi. So when he got home, he had already messaged me, but she started messaging him because she had left out to go see him again, and he was gone. And so somebody told her that he was gone, and so that's when she started messaging him. So on social media. So that's the only reason why she knows the details about what's going on. And so she kept relaying messages to me that he had said to her, responses and all that. And I'm like, girl, I already know. You just don't know. I be knowing things. And I'm just going to play that role like I'm dumb. But anyway, y'all, that's what went down at work today, child. It didn't come to blows. Both of them are young, but I think my friend is like a little bit younger than him, or they are the exact same age, which is like 25. So he was just like, I'm never going to put my job at risk, but what I'm going to do is walk away from you. Like, he might cuss you out and all this other stuff, but he's not going to put his hands on somebody and then lose his job and get fired behind that. So he was like, I never was going to, fight him. Now, I'm pretty sure if he had swung on him first, then he probably would have defended himself. And that is totally, okay. Like I told them when I went to HR, I said, if that heifer touch me, it's a wrap. Like, I mean, if we in this room and she lie, and then I'm like, what you want to do? You know what I'm saying? I give you that body language, and then you want to roll up. You can't try to hold me responsible and fire me for defending myself. So, it is what it is when it comes to that. But child, I'm going to check on him again later on today, because he was just like when he was talking to me after he got home, he was like, man, I don't know why this dude keep bothering me, why he keep trying me like this. My grandmama died. I'm still trying to process that. And every time I turn around, he keep talking about I'm cute. I ain't gay. It's okay if you're gay. It's 2022. But if you gay, just say that. But don't say that in my direction like you want me, because I don't want you and I don't want no parts of that. I ain't on the DL. I ain't the slightest bit interested in no man. So if that's what you own, you could be on that. But just know I ain't here for it. That's all I want you to do is respect what I'm on, because I'm going to respect what you own. Long as you don't try me, we good. But he just kept doing little stuff, and he had already started distancing himself anyway. I think I told y'all that he was saying that he think this man is like gay. And that's why he just be so invested in what everybody else got going on sexual orientation wise. And I'm like, you know what? Okay. You might be, is this a police officer? Child. But yeah, today was interesting. It was very interesting. I had a good day. The side heifer was over there. She doesn't have a position per se, but they gave her what they call an upgrade. So once training and all that stuff starts, whenever they're able to work it out, because she's saying, I'm sorry, y'all. I got to go over and tell y'all this foolishness. She gonna tell the people, okay, I'm glad that I got this upgrade. Now, can y'all make it so that the training is on the same shift I work, because I can't go and do it on this shift because I got to go home to my son. When the person told me this, y'all, I was about to say, Todd! Like, y'all don't understand. When I'm in front of certain people that I know that I can, be real, so to speak, with, I bust out laughing in their face like, y'all gonna stop. Y'all gonna stop the lies. When is she rushing home to her son to take care of her son? When is she ever doing this? I tell y'all all the time how this ever be in this married man face all day at work, which today is Monday. So he was at work today. I saw his vehicle. They were backed in next to each other at work. And I'm just like, girl, you were in this man's face all day. And despite the fact that you were supposed to be over there with us, like she was the breaker. Child, I was over there. I had to basically be the one who took over the side that was actually operational while the person went on break. So when the guy went on break, I don't know what in the world, random stuff started popping off. And so she never appeared. She was in a married man face. I was like, oh, okay. Like, Heifer, you go to break 30 minutes after he come back from break. So it's not like you didn't know what it was hidden for. But go off, though. So anyway, she doing the most, which is the least. So she wasn't there, right? So tell me why the second half of the day, she appears out of nowhere. And I had to think about it. I was like, oh, it's because upper management supervisors and things are over here now helping me with some things that are out of my control that are happening, that I'm trying to clear up so that we can continue doing great like we have been doing all day. This Heifer, like, I was just like, why are you walking over here now? Like, what is going on? Like, I mean, she really would stand. Like, I saw her out of the corner of my eye stand over somewhere. Watch me struggle with something, trying to figure out what was going on. Because, again, that's not my department. Heifer, you've been over there the entire time since they first brought that department up. Since it first became operational, you already knew what it was heading for. But you want to sit up there. She really stood there and just watched. She just watched everything go up in flames. And I was like, it don't even matter. I'm going to figure it out on my own. And if I can't figure it out, I'm going to do like I always do. And I'm going to call maintenance. I don't care if it was a simple fix. You want to stand over there and be trifling when you know you the breaker because you don't fool with me for literally existing, then you go be dumb and do that. And it's funny because the guy came back from break and he asked me, how did everything go? I was like, I mean, everything was setting it off when you left. And then he was like, where was she at? I was like, you know where she was. He was like, see, that don't make no sense. And then later on today, he was like, she got them people fooled. They just don't even know who she is yet. I was like, you right. That's the thing. Like, people who know her, we know she trash. We know she don't do no work. But she really be trying to play in them folks' faces. That's what she do. She be playing in them people's faces like she really about that life and that she really about teamwork. No, baby. The real her gonna eventually come out and they gonna finally see what I've already been going to HR on her for. But I'm hoping that with the situation that she supposedly has gotten now, that it's going to have it where I never have to really see her like that, except in passing, meaning never having to work with her. Even when I'm back there, what she's going, what the upgrade is, what it entails has nothing to do with what she's currently doing. So she really actually has to be trained for it, and it's going to be somewhere where I ain't never going to have nothing to do with it. So I'm just like, I wish they would hurry up and implement that, because everybody else who got this job or they've gotten that particular upgrade, they're training now. So let the training begin so we ain't got to see this heifer no more. Every now and again, when they're desperate or when that department is not operational, they are going to have it where she's going to have to come upstairs with us. Unless she decides, let me just go ahead and be off today, which she ain't going to do if it's a day she's supposed to get some money. Child, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it because it's so peaceful when that heifer is not over there. But anyway, y'all, outside of her existence, I had a great day. I find it funny. I find it funny how people live for me, but they'll go to other people and tell them how they live for me and then just watch me instead of just coming up to me and having a conversation. I don't be understanding. So it's this dude on the shift that come in after us. The dude I told y'all about, who he had a really terrible accident. He's come back and all this other stuff. That's what I'm going to say for now. Just in case somebody look. I really don't think nobody around here is going to ever come across videos like this and sit there and watch them. But anyway, he came back. But he takes it upon himself to, like, he will really watch me, and if he just so happens to be close by when somebody stopped me and talking to me about stuff, he'll stop and he'll be listening. Like today. So one of the supervisors came over she be trying to test my gangster, but it's like she want me to be back there. And I'm like, ma'am, why? Y'all, her husband, no shade, no disrespect intended. Her husband is everything. Like, he's really, really nice. And before I found out he was married, I told my friend, I was like, man, that man fine for no reason. She was like, that's this person Daddy. I was like, oh, okay. And then she was like, oh, you know, his wife. I was like, of course he got a wife. Look at him. Look at him. Y'all, I'm sorry. But anyway, so, you know, he speaks to me, like this man still speaks to me. Every time he sees me, he's really, really nice. Like no matter what is going on, he is always really, really nice to me. And she's nice too. But like I told y'all before, she would never speak to me. And I didn't understand what that was about. But then when it came to this department, now she makes a point to speak to me. I had to be like, okay, ma'am. So she rolled up. She was like, how's everything going? I was like, look, it's going. Y'all trying to get me over here. And y'all know I don't like it. Like, y'all know I don't like being over here. But every time I look up, y'all got me over here. They busted out laughing and everything. This man is standing over to the side. Sir, why are you standing over to the side to hear the conversation, to hear me speak, and all this other stuff when you could have just rolled up on me and was like, what is hidden for? Like, that's all you had to do. Anyway, I just always find that so funny. Like, especially there at that job. Like, whether they married or not, they be always wanting to go through somebody else to get information on me. Like, come up to me and have a conversation, baby. It ain't that deep. But I'm going to need for you to be real with me and let me know if you married, because I ain't trying to have no dealings with you. We ain't got nothing to discuss. You ain't finna sit up here and be in my face all day and then go home to your wife and your children as if you have been this faithful husband. If you don't get out of my face. If you don't get out of my face with this foolishness. But anyway, y'all, I done went over by basically 12 minutes. My bad. I had to tell y'all about the heifer and the other people, the onlookers. Oh, y'all, let me go ahead and eat, because my head busting wide open. Once I get back all the way to where I'm supposed to be, y'all will notice that I'm not going to be hungry. And I'll detail what all I eat, because I'm going to get all the way back into that. And because it worked well. And I don't know how, but it really did work well for me. So, yeah. But anyway, y'all, thank y'all for tuning in. I appreciate y'all listening to me ramble on and on. I'm going to go in this house. All right. Have a good day. Bye.